But I have to tell you, she's down to earth, she's relatable, and you're going to love her. So, Aliyah Dastour, come on up.
All right, so this entire conference is about empowerment. So I'm going to tell you the best quote, the best piece of advice anybody has ever said to me. And that piece of advice, you guys have your pen and papers ready? Write this down. Nobody cares about you. The first time somebody said that to me, it was my business coach. 5 years ago, if you don't have a coach, you need one. I don't care where you're at in your business, you need a coach. That was one of the first things she said to me. And the reason why she said this to me is because she saw I was getting in my own way regarding everything I was wanting to do. I wanted to grow my business. I wanted to have a team. I didn't want to have to do as many of the sessions myself. I wanted to be able to bring other people in to help me do this stuff. And I was in my own way day after day. And so when she said that to me, of course, obviously, I was like, what? Nobody cares about me. What? I thought I was supposed to be like building me up and making me feel better about myself. But once that message really sunk in, it completely changed my life. So my name is Aliyah Dastour. I am the owner of Aliyah Studio. We specialize in headshots and in videos. And what really lights me up right now is helping pass this information along to people just like you. And who is that? Who are people just like you? They are people every day out on the front lines trying to figure out what is the most important thing for them to do in order to grow their business. And that's why you guys are all here right now today. Right? That's why you're here. All right, show of hands. How many of you in here have attempted to do video? Ooh, nice. Keep your hands up really, really high if you've done live video. Okay, all right. This is much better than I had thought. So good job. Put your hands down. Perfect. So over the course of the next 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why learning video is going to be a good investment of your time and energy. It's going to be hard. Doing video is hard. Not physically. Because here's the thing, I see somebody in the back holding up her phone. I've seen lots of you guys have your phones out. You already have everything you need. You don't need to go spend thousands of dollars. We're a video production company. People pay us thousands of dollars every month to go and produce content for them. You don't need that. You really don't need that. You actually have everything. And to be honest, what you have in your pocket right now that you use to take pictures and that you use to make those phone calls and to do all that email stuff, that is the only tool that you need to make a huge difference when it comes to video marketing. Because social media right now is where it's at. That's where your audience is. That's where your buyers and your sellers, everybody is right there on social media. Creating a $5,000 video and putting out is not going to change your life. It's what it is showing up time after time, day after day, getting in front of them. And where are they, guys? They are on? That's right. All right, so can I tell you the number one reason why you're probably not doing it? Or do you guys know why you're not doing it? Tell me. Critical, no confidence, what else? Fear, sound, yep. All these excuses that you come up with, it's the thing that's getting in your way of seeing the success that you want to see. So I'm glad that you guys already know that is the reason why you're not doing video. It's not because you don't have nice equipment. It's not because you have no idea how to use it. You know you have everything you need. It really is just your mindset, and it's your fear. All right, so you guys are going to have, once you get your digital handbook, you're going to have some questions that I've listed out, and I want to answer them together with you. And the reason why I don't have all this stuff up on the slides is because I don't want you just taking pictures of it. I want you guys actively writing this stuff down. Something else to go along with what I had said about nobody cares about you, I was so scared I was going to lose my voice for this because I've had laryngitis for the last 3 days. But guess what? Nobody cares. So I was like, you know what, Aliyah, just own it. So excuse the raspiness. All right, so the first question is, what do you want your brand to say about you? And this is important when it comes to video marketing because I want you to be more thoughtful in what you are putting out there of yourself. Here's the thing though, you probably don't know what you want your brand to say about you because what you're doing is you're on YouTube and you're on Facebook and you're looking at everybody else that's doing video and you're saying, oh, I just want to look like her. They sound cool. I don't know, I'm a big Gary Vee fan. Everything I see or hear him say, I'm like, oh my gosh, this man's got it going on. I love it. That's right. See a couple hands. You know, he's got a couple of expletives in there. I could do without those, but everything else, I love his content. I will never be Gary Vee, no matter how hard I try, nor do I want to be. I don't want to be a second-grade version of anybody else. And so the reason why I say this to you is because you guys are probably already following people. Jan and Judy do videos all the time. That's Jan and Judy's brand. You guys should have your own brand. The best way to do this, get your pen and paper out, is find your best friend and literally ask them to describe you. If they were going to a group of their girlfriends and saying, somebody was like, tell me about Jan, how would they describe Jan? Replace Jan for your name. But essentially, you're not going to know how to describe yourself because you're overlooking everything. You don't actually know that it's actually a really cute thing when you do that really weird giggle, chuckle, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute laugh. I love when she does that. You know those little obnoxious things that you probably don't think of, but your best friends absolutely love about you, or maybe all the mom jokes that I usually tell that I think are hilarious, and my close girlfriends love those as well, but maybe, you know, like my husband thinks it's obnoxious. But it doesn't matter because the people that get me and love me, they're going to appreciate those little things about you. So that's what I want you to do, is I want you to ask your best friends, at least one, tell me how you would describe me if you went to go and describe me to a group of friends that I haven't met me yet. Because they're going to say things about you that you wouldn't think of. Write those things down and take them to heart and make sure that they're incorporated into your videos. Okay, second question. Before I get to the second question, another little side note. You see this outfit that I'm wearing right now? This morning when I got dressed, I had this really, really cute Ann Taylor tailored dress. I actually bought it just for this this presentation talk. I felt really cute. I had these really cute earrings that matched. I had high heels on and everything, but then I realized that that's not me. And so I was going to be showing up in front of a group of women talking about being authentic and owning who you are and letting that come through, but yet I was going to be wearing high heels that were going to torture my feet, and I was going to be wearing a dress where I would be concerned every time I bent over, like, you know, it would fall down too low. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to put these nice little pants on. And I'm just going to own what makes me feel good and comfortable. So just a sign, it's good to look good and feel comfortable, but also, more importantly, the comfort piece and feeling like you are who you are and showing up in front of people, that's more important than looking like the perfect, beautiful version of who you think you should be. Side note. All right, question number 2. Why will video branding work for you, and why should you even take this serious? All right, so in my studio, when I first started doing video marketing, what is video marketing? It means just creating videos and posting them on social media with some type of purpose or strategy behind it, okay? So when I started doing this, the dynamics of my studio completely changed. How did it change? I want you guys to relate this to yourself and how this is going to affect your presentations. So when people would come into my studio for the first time, they have never met me before, right? They've never face-to-face met me. Well, they would walk into the studio, open the door. A couple of you guys in here, I know, are headshot clients, so you guys have experienced this. Open the door, and I welcome them. Welcome to Alamon Studio. It's so good to see you. What happened next, what I started seeing happening next completely, and this was 7 years ago, opened my eyes, and I really started to take notice of how things have changed. So here's before what happened. Hi, my name is Jackie. I'm here for my headshot session. Where should I put my clothes? That was what it was like, and then here I am welcome, it's so good to see you, and, probably scaring them a little bit. Now, how the whole dynamic has changed is open the door, and they're it's on the second floor, so they just walked up 3 flights of stairs, and after saying, oh, I gotta catch my breath, Aliyah, how are you? Oh my gosh, your baby is getting so big. How's the new house? I saw that you just recently moved. And how's your husband doing? I love all his silly things that you post about him on Instagram and those videos. They're hilarious. Right when they've walked in that door, we're already friends. There is no awkwardness. The first few times that this started happening and I really took notice of this, I said, wow, this is amazing. This has completely changed the dynamic of the relationships that are happening. And how did that happen? You guys tell me, why did that happen now? That's right, video. These people that were walking into my doors, these people that you're going to be sitting in front of to now do that listing presentation. A speaker before me was talking about how, now it's a matter of or I think it was Judy or Jan, how, they're comparing me now to this person, and am I going to do better than this person? At this point, once they've already bonded with you, there's already connection. You guys are already friends. They're not comparing apples to apples anymore, and when it comes to, well, this person's going to give me a lower percentage, this person's going to do this for me. No, you've already sold them on you and your brand, which is amazing, and it completely changes the dynamics of the entire relationship. Number 3, why I believe video marketing is the best way to drive business. And the reason for that is because you become a local celebrity. When you show up for them, they will instantly feel like they're sitting in front of that person that is always on TV, because now TV is our phones, right? We consume all of our content on our phones. So when you are showing up in that room with them, they are now feeling like, this is kind of cool, this is special. And I would hear and see that from some of my clients, but myself included. Oh, it's Aliyah, she's the one that's coming. Wow, I feel like I'm talking to a local celebrity. I'm like, what? What? Okay, yeah, hey. It feels special and it feels cool, but that dynamic definitely changes when you are showing up on video and then they get to meet you in person. That's what you want. You want people to feel, especially if you are on a team, when it's you that they're getting to do business with, it feels special. That's exactly how you want to create it. Also, video humanizes your brand. You're no longer just a postcard. You're not just a business card or a sign writer sitting in somebody's yard. You're an actual person. They know your whole story. Amber was talking about personal stories. This is what you're incorporating into your videos, and we're going to get into the 4 types of videos that you should be creating right now, here in a second. But the stories is where it's at. Also, I want you to consider the fact that these people are falling in love with you. And I know that sounds a little bit silly, but this is a group of women, so you probably guys, you get me here. But I don't know about you, but there's certain people on social media that I just absolutely fall in love with. And that's what you're doing. All right, 4 videos. Ready? Get your pens out. Your why. You guys already know your why, but really get in there. Talk about your first home. Not the one that you bought, but the one that you grew up in. I want to know those stories. What are those experiences? Unless they're traumatic, then we take a spin on them and find a different angle. But I want to know really your why. Why is home important to you? Number 2 is your customer. Why is home important to your customers, your clients? I want to know their stories. I want to know what kept them up at night. I want to know the story about the client that you helped whose mother just recently passed away, and she was dealing with all the emotional trauma around that, and she still had to help her sell this home. And that's a story, and that's probably a heart-wrenching story, but it's what you're inviting these people to connect with you. That's what I want you to do, is tell the stories of your clients. Not, here is Sally, she had $500,000 to buy a home, this is the home we bought, Sally was happy, end of story, here's a picture of her home. No, I don't want to hear that. That's not a story. Tell me some stories. Number 3, community neighborhood. This isn't, hey, welcome to so-and-so city, and here's my favorite restaurant, or here's a restaurant that's opening up. No, I actually want to hear, what is your favorite restaurant? Where do you take your kids? Who has the best place that you can take your kids in when they're screaming, and you don't feel embarrassed because it's loud enough in there and no one's going to give you that side-eye roll, okay? I want to know those type of businesses because I want to actually take my kids to those restaurants, right? Number 4 is your client process. The more familiar somebody is with the process of what you're going to do, the better it is for them to say yes. The easier it is for them to say yes. If I know it's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, then I'm going to be more willing to take step 1. A lot of you guys, I don't think I've seen any videos, and this isn't just a simple step 1, step 2, step 3. Take me through the process. Show it to me. Your next client, or stage it. Have fun with it. Take somebody who's good on video and stage it 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I just went through 4 different videos that I want you guys to do right now, and you might be thinking, this is going to be really expensive to hire somebody. No. Remember what I said at the beginning. You already have the tools in your pocket. It's called your phone. You've got 3 different places I want to see these videos. First one, Facebook Live. Facebook Live is the first place that's easy. You don't have to worry about any other platforms. It's all built in there. Second place, Instagram Stories. That's actually the easiest place to get started because they disappear in 24 hours, so you just have to not check it for another 24 hours. But I would recommend actually checking it because what's really cool is you can actually see, if you have a business account, you can see the people that have viewed these stories. You can ask questions, they're going to answer them. You can start conversations, you can start connecting with them, and they're going to feel like they're getting to know you. And something else that's cool about Instagram is you can have the highlights, right? So if you said, you know what, actually, I did pretty good on that story. I'm going to go ahead and I want other people to see that. You can save that in a highlights. Those 4 videos that we just ran down, you should have 4 little bubbles, right? The Instagram highlights, 4 little bubbles. Your why, or why I do what I do. Next one is, my customers or my client stories, so on. Keep building on that. But those are your first 4. Just make it really easy for yourself and tell the story through that. Yes?
Do you recommend clips or cutting up the videos of the whole video?
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Like you make a 10-minute video and you take out 30 seconds of it, so that would be a clip, or do you recommend piecing them?
So I recommend doing it on the fly versus actually compiling like a 10-minute video. I'm not sure I answered this. If not, email me. But what I would recommend doing, I don't have my phone up here, but just taking your phone and filming 15 seconds at a time to start off with. If you go over that, it's okay. Instagram will automatically slice it up now, up to a minute. It'll slice it up into 4 separate 15-second chunks. But I would recommend just using your phone and telling that story clip by clip. So maybe, yes, clip by clip versus cutting out of a 10-minute piece. Okay, starting off at least. And then the third one, so we said Facebook Live, Instagram Stories. The third one is YouTube. And why YouTube is because YouTube is a searchable place for people, kind of like earlier with Pinterest. People are actually actively searching for things. You want your face to show up. Pinterest is awesome. YouTube is more awesome. The reason why, because your face shows up and you're not just selling the information to them, you're not just giving them that information, you are actually selling your brand and yourself along with that information, and people are now falling in love with you, and that's exactly what you want. You want people to fall in love with you. All right, so I just went over the 3 places those 4 videos should be living, right? Those are 3 different places that they should get started on. So I want to invite you guys. You might be thinking, okay, that's great. I had a couple of questions, or one question that popped up right now. People will start saying, okay, this is great, Aliyah, but I need to know exactly. I want step by step by step by step of what to do with video. If you do, I have an academy where I'm teaching you that step by step by step. It's called Brand and Convert. You guys all get 1 month free. If you choose to take me up on that offer, you guys can get in there and start learning all the step-by-steps. In the process, know that you have everything that you need. But if you want to go to brandandconvert.com for the code, it's going to be obviously unstoppable for the 1 month free. But more importantly, I want you to understand and realize the only thing that is getting in your way is yourself. And that is not a good enough excuse to let this business to pass you by. I'm looking around the room right now, and everybody looks so different. You guys are all amazing and beautiful, but everybody has different hairstyles and outfits and jewelry, and you guys just look so different. Don't lose that the second that you go on video. Own that. Let that be your brand, be a piece of who you are, and let that allow you to attract a tribe and an audience around you on social media that will convert very easily. It doesn't matter what you're selling, even if it's a home. It doesn't matter what you're selling, because they're going to love you and they're going to follow you because they've connected with you. Thank you guys so much for paying attention.